So you might like to raise your knees. Have your feet flat to the ground. And bring your hands to your chest. You might have one over heart center, one over the belly. And we'll take a few moments to just allow ourselves to settle. Just for the next 45 minutes, we'll be on the mat or the metaphorical mat and just allowing ourselves to practice. And we might just remind ourselves that whatever we practice grows stronger. So whatever we do, whatever we spend our time on tends to become an inclination of our mind. So when we move towards stillness, maybe our mind will follow. So there are a few things you might like to do in your body right now. I like to always start with my feet, whether I'm lying down or standing up. So you might press through toes, the ball of the toe, the heel of the toe. Just see if you can find all four corners of the feet. You might notice that as you press through your feet, your leg muscles switch on as well. Everything is connected. And now you might like to roll through the pelvic bone. As you roll it back or tilt it back, you'll feel the spine flatten. And as you roll it forward, you'll feel the spine raise up. And just roll between each until you find a kind of feeling that we call our neutral spine, the point where your spine just feels like it's not too curved, not too flat, just that midpoint. And this is slightly different for everyone. So just experiment by rolling your pelvic bone forward and back and notice that point of ease. In your upper body, you might feel like your shoulders are a little tense. See if you can just roll off the shoulder blades. You generally do this by just taking your elbows a little wider maybe, or tucking in your chin so the back of your neck is long. And you might walk your elbows down a little towards your hips. Just spend a little bit of time just noticing all the points of your back that connect with the ground. The most important thing of all is just to take a big sigh. Just feel everything sink down and surrender. And if your mind feels busy still, just say, there's nowhere else I need to be right now. There's nothing I need to achieve. Nothing that needs my attention or anyone that needs my time. Just allow yourself to drop an anchor and arrive. You might like to just follow each breath in and out. And just give each breath all the time it needs. You might just feel a sense of emptying, letting go. And then feel the belly rise as you take your next breath. Sighing out. And then belly rising. And just noticing that even when we forget, even when we're not conscious of our breath, it just continues to happen all day, every day, all night as well. But just for a few moments, we might bring our conscious attention to the breath. All right, today's practice, we're going to explore very simple Pilates. All Pilates is simple essentially, but we won't be pushing too hard today. We'll start with our heel of our palm on our hip bones and bring your fingers just below your belly button. Right deep in the belly here is a muscle called our Transverse Abdominis. And we'll see if we can switch that on and then keep it on without inviting tension into our body. Quickest way to turn this muscle on is to either do a little cough or blowing through the lips just to activate it. Just like you're blowing out a candle. And you'll feel underneath your fingers this kind of engaged, hard muscle. And then I like to spend a bit of time just knowing that muscle is switched on and just breathing in and out. So often when we engage our muscles, we hold our breath or we hold tension in our body. So you might take a moment now to scan through the shoulders or through the jaw. Are you keeping that muscle switched on while you're continuing to breathe with calm and ease? And if you're not, don't worry too much. Just come back to the start. Keep it very simple. You might blow or cough again. Find the muscle, switch it on. Just start the whole process again. All right, so let's just keep our fingers on those muscles. We'll bring some small movements into the body. Let's take a breath in. As we sigh out, we're going to take one knee a little wider out to the side. And then we'll inhale to draw it back in. And then exhale as we take the other knee wide, keeping that muscle switched on. Now, the big one in this movement as we move from side to side is that our spine stays still. So if you're trying to open your hip all the way out, you'll probably find your spine lifts or twists. We only want to move our knees out as wide as we can before we start to move the spine. We're teaching our body to move our legs without bringing our spine into it, without creating any stress or strain on the body. So just find your own rhythm. Inhaling, knees come together. Exhaling, one knee drops out to the side. If you feel your tailbone start to move because you're twisting or lifting, just keep it heavy and keep your focus right on that tailbone. This is a subtle movement, but we're using our glutes, we're using our thigh muscles, our adductors. Sometimes it can feel like you're not doing much here, but very important exercise just to make sure we can move our lower body without clenching our jaw, without holding our breath, without hunching our shoulders. And let's meet our knees back in the middle again. Keep that muscle engaged. We're going to see if we can keep it engaged for a lot of this class. Let's lift one foot and then the other foot up. So we're in kind of a tabletop position. And you might notice that as you lift the legs up, that muscle just stays switched on. That's what it's there for, to connect our rib cage and our legs. Just draw the knees in together, the feet towards each other. And if you feel like you're ready to move the hands away from the belly, just move them away. We'll bring our palms back by the side of the body, palms face down. Very simple movement. Take a breath in. As we sigh out, we're going to lift our head, neck, and shoulders, reach our fingers along the ground. Inhale back down. Exhale, lift. Inhale down and sigh out. And you want to keep your head heavy here. We're not trying to reach a long way forward with our head. So almost as you're lifting your head, you're keeping it heavy as well. Another very subtle movement. Feel your thighs drawing in, your feet drawing in. And if you need to take a break at any point, take a break. Just like before, notice if you're holding your breath or jaw is tight. What can I let go of in this movement? I like to invite a little cheeky grin to your face, just noticing what it feels like, noticing if you're scowling or tensing the muscles in the face. One more time, lifting up. And then you might like to just draw the knees into the body, wrap your arms around, maybe rock from side to side. Take a big sigh, let it go for a moment. And if you'd like a little more release, you might take the feet down to the ground. Take the feet a little wider than hips and just drop the knees down to one side and then the other. So opening through the hip joints, through the hip flexors. And taking any pressure off your lumbar spine. Okay, we might do another famous Pilates exercise. This one is called hundreds. Sounds terrifying because you have to count, but we actually probably won't do any counting. So that's all right. Let's bring our feet back up. See if you can keep that heavy spine. Remember that feeling of the body that we had when we connected everything to the ground. So shoulders are relaxed. Feet together, knees drawing in towards each other. They don't have to be touching, but just feel that sense of engagement in your thighs. And this time we're going to take a breath in to prepare. Sigh out. We'll lift our head, neck, and shoulders up. And we're going to start pulsing our arms, keeping the arms solid, not loose. And we'll inhale for 10. Exhale for 10. Can you keep your shoulders relaxed, your head relaxed, your jaw loose? And you want to feel a sense of strong movement through the arm as you pulse up and down. Just feel the evenness of the breath. And if you're counting, that's okay. You can stop whenever you like. But if you just like to take one more breath in and one more breath out, we'll slowly come down and just let everything be heavy for a moment. Take a few breaths. You might start to feel a little bit of just activation in the muscles in the belly. So as we build these core muscles up, we generally reduce pain and tension in our spine and our back. Stronger our core muscles get, the less pain we're likely to experience in the back part of the body. So we're going to do another round of hundreds, a little different this time. We're going to take both feet towards the ceiling. So your knees might be a little bit bent, but just see how you go, and feet can come together. Just let the tailbone be heavy before you do anything. Just feel that sense of energy rushing back towards the kidneys, moving away from the toes and feet. And whenever you're ready, we'll take a breath in. We'll sigh out to lift the head, neck, and shoulders, and then we'll pulse again. 10 on the inhale, 10 on the exhale. And then just follow your own breath. You might feel the legs drawing in towards each other. Have we reached 100? I can't remember because I'm not counting. Maybe you are. Let's do one more big breath in. One more big breath out. And we'll slowly bring the feet and hands down. Just like before, if you'd like to, you might take the feet a little wider and just open through the hips. And just for fun today, we'll do one more round. And this time you might like to challenge yourself if the last two were easy. So you can have a choice of either keeping your feet on the ground, lifting up into tabletop, taking the feet all the way up, or if you'd like to join me a little bit harder, we take our legs down at 45 degrees and sigh out as we lift up and we start pulsing. Keep breathing. And if it's too hard to have your legs at 45 degrees, just notice that we're not trying to push it or bring any stress or strain into our spine. So you want your spine to keep that heaviness through the tailbone. You'll feel a strong sensation in those core muscles. Just let it be there. One more big breath in and out. And this time we'll draw the knees into the chest. Maybe a little rock. Let it go. All right, we're going to do a little bit of flowing movement now. And let's just see how our body feels. Probably muscles are feeling a little ready to go now. So we'll start in a sleeping tiger position, bringing your legs up, your hands up. So palms face towards the ceiling and feet face towards the wall. And just let the shoulders be heavy. Let your arms drop back towards the ground. Sighing out. Take a breath here. We might just stay this for about 30 seconds. Believe it or not, some people hold this one shape for 30 minutes or an hour every day. And even though you're still and lying down, you might start sweating quite a lot after 20 or 30 minutes. Just find the pattern of your breath in and out. And when you're ready, we're going to extend the arms overhead, extend the legs long. Just let the whole body be heavy. We'll take a breath in to lift the arms up. And then we're going to sigh out to keep going, peeling the spine up. Now, if you get stuck here, you might like to bring the hand to the legs and help yourself up. Let's see if you can try and keep the feet heavy. We'll come up to sit. When we're sitting, we'll take a big breath in, go as tall as we can, and then just sigh out, curl the spine a little. Inhale to lift up. And we'll exhale to curl the spine. You might take the arms in front and just slowly roll back down all the way. Keep the legs heavy and the arms come overhead. Let's inhale, reaching out. Sigh out, peel up the head, neck, shoulders, roll up the spine, press through the feet. Pull yourself up if you need to. When you're sitting, take a big breath in and grow tall, crown of the head lifting up. And we sigh out, just let the head sink down forward. No need to touch the toes, just curl the toes back towards the head. Feel that long sensation down the back of the legs. We'll inhale to sit up tall again. And then we'll exhale. Let's just come back halfway, curl the spine into a C. And then we'll sit back up, take a breath in. Exhale, curl the spine down. One more time, we'll sit back up, press into the heels. And last one, slowly curling down. This time we'll come down all the way. Let the whole body be heavy, arms can come overhead. Sigh it out. When you're ready, roll over the body. We're going to just roll over onto our belly. Arms can stay above the head. And you might take a moment to bring your feet together, your legs together. Feel the belly pressing into the mat. And you might lift the head off the ground, just so your nose is a few millimeters off the ground. Back of the neck is long, chin is tucked in. Let's take a breath in. And as we sigh out, we're just going to lift the arms and take them down by the side, just like we're making angel wings on the ground. And then inhale to take them back up. Exhale down. As we move through the shoulder joints, just let the spine be heavy as it can. Keep that belly's connection to the mat. Thighs drawing in towards each other. Feet connecting, maybe a little off the ground. And we'll do one more. And when you're ready, just drop everything down. Just let it all be heavy. Maybe rocking a little from side to side. And let's take our hands under our armpits. Keep the elbows close to the body. And just take a breath in to prepare. And as we sigh out, we're going to lift our head, neck, and shoulders up. Keep the elbows close to the ribs. And then inhale back down. Exhale, lift. And inhale back down. So find your own rhythm here. If you'd like to go a little deeper, you're welcome to take the hands a little wider and straighten the arms as you come up. So in a full up dog position. Just keep the rhythm of your own breath. And keep your thighs drawing towards each other. One more time. we'll come down all the way. You might like to reach around to the back of the body, and we'll find the outside of the feet. Draw the knees in towards each other. Let's take a breath in. As we sigh out, lift the heels towards the tailbone. Maybe lift the head up and keep the neck long. And we'll slowly come down. You might do a couple more of these in your own time, your own breath. And last one. Let's bring our hands under the body. Press ourselves up into all fours. And we might start by bringing our knees together, feet together, just as if our back body is a tail. We're going to swing that tail to one side, maybe looking behind, and then swing to the other side. And see if you can do this just in your own breath pattern. No tension in the neck, just letting your neck and spine flow and move. And let's drop the feet down, take the knees a little wider. We'll take our left hand onto the lumbar spine, right at the base of the spine. And we'll take a breath in and roll that shoulder back as far as it wants to go. And sigh out, hand comes to the floor, and then switch sides. And see if you can move your shoulder without necessarily looking up, twisting your neck. Head can stay neutral. Show your spine where you want this twist to be. When we twist our neck as well, we often inadvertently change our relationship with our spine. Let's do 2 more each side. We'll walk the hands forward and drop the shoulders down. Just let the whole body be heavy and feel that strong sensation in the back of the shoulders. Take a few breaths here. We'll walk the hands back towards the body. And you might like to just roll through shoulders, roll through hips, any movements that feel right for your body. Just notice where you're holding tension or tightness. Every practice is an opportunity to learn something about where we might be holding tension, where our body might need some attention. And we'll tuck our toes at the back, just drop our tailbone down, sit bones down onto the heels, and just take a moment to feel through the base of the feet. This is a strong sensation, just let it be there. You might just take a slow breath in and sigh out. One more time. Let's bring our hands back. And this time we're going to press up into a full downward facing dog. So press through the heels, lift the tailbone high. You might spread the fingers wide. You might see if you can turn your armpits a little towards each other, just opening through the back, in between the shoulders. And when you're ready, we're going to walk our feet in towards the hands, just one step at a time. Take all the time you can. Slower the better. Pressing through the heel. Keeping the head heavy. Just let the head hang down when your feet come close to the hands. Sigh it out. You might like to heel toe your feet a little wider than your hips. And if you can, just slowly drop the tailbone down towards the heel. So we're coming into a squat position. And you might even like to bring your hands to heart center. And if you're not quite here, that's okay. Just notice that you can just come down to a seated position. Whenever you're ready, just drop the tailbone down. And we'll come into a seated position. Let's come all the way down onto our back. Right where we started from. Hands on the body. You might like to just take a moment to just scan through the body. Notice how you feel. Notice all the muscles we've been working and energy that might be flowing through them. Let's bring our arms by the side of the body, shoulders heavy. We're going to take a breath in together. As we exhale, float the spine up from tailbone, slowly up to the shoulders, press through the feet. Inhale to roll back down. And exhale to curl back up. You might become conscious of your chin tucking right in, the back of the neck long. Maybe conscious of toes and heels pressing into the floor. The thighs drawing towards each other. Just like before, see if you can invite that little grin onto the face and notice the feeling when you move away from general thinking, scowling, concentrating mind. Just let everything flow, move. Just like water flowing in a river or a cloud rolling across the sky, effortless, flowing, shifting, passing. Next time our spine rolls up, just hold it there, press your feet into the ground. And we're going to take a breath in as we take our arms overhead. And then sigh out to roll the spine down. Inhale to bring the arms back by the side. And exhale to roll the spine up. So if you get confused with the breath, it's inhaling when we're moving our arms. Exhaling when we're moving our spine. Just keep that flow going. Letting the shoulders be heavy. Keeping that softness in the muscles of the face. next time your arms come down, we'll just leave them there, and we're going to roll onto the side of our body. Stack your legs, bring your knees right up towards the chest. Stack your feet and bring your arms in front of the body, one arm on top of the other one. Let your head be heavy as it can. You might like to use a support if you like, or a cushion. Let's take a breath in. As we sigh out, roll that top hand across the body. Keep your hips stacked so your hips are not moving, and just allow your shoulder to open. Inhale to draw the hands back together. And then exhale to open out. And just find that rhythm with your breath. Sense of unfolding and surrendering as you feel your chest open and your shoulder drop towards the floor. Nothing being forced or pushed. One more, bringing the hand back together. And then we'll roll onto our back, and you might like to reach in between your legs and just find your shins or your ankles and draw the knees into the chest. As you do, keep your head heavy. If you feel your tailbone has risen or your head is off the ground, just take your hands further up towards the knees. Sigh it out. And then you might like to roll over onto the other side, stack the hips again, draw the knees up. Arms come in front of the body. Take a big breath in. As we exhale, open out. Just slowly allow your spine to open. It might take a few breaths, no rushing. Might like to do just one more. And we'll come back onto our spine one last time. Let's just take one hand on each knee, open through the hips. And if you'd like to join me, I'm going to take a few rock and rolls along the spine. You might bring the palms down by the side, press and let the legs go over the head. You might bend the knees and wrap your arms around. Make sure you tuck your chin in, protecting the neck. And whenever you're ready, just roll on up to a seated position. And you might like to just take a moment, notice how your body feels after just 45 minutes of Pilates. We'll bring our palms together. And as you bring your hands up to the face, just take a moment in gratitude for coming to the mat today. And we'll draw our palms together and just acknowledge the shared energy of practice each day.